All right. Well, let me start over again because that all got messed up. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday night Wise Up Show edition here, March 3rd, 2024, here in northern New Jersey. And I have to tell you, it was a beautiful spring day here in northern New Jersey. It was about 65 degrees. It was gorgeous. And spring is, I think, next week, as a matter of fact. And next Saturday night, you have to turn your clock ahead. So that means that we're heading toward spring. And hopefully we're heading toward nice weather. Let me do a roll call right now. That's what I'm going to call it, a roll call, something new now, and see who is in the parlor with me. We have Bella. Hello, Bella. Good to see you. Arms, how are you? Good to see you. Bucky, good to see you. And we got Andy. Andy, how are you? Good to see everybody. As you know, I haven't been on as frequent as I'd like to be because of my off life off of YouTube. But my schedule has changed now. And so I'm going to be more consistent and doing more shows. And it's not that I didn't want to do them. It's just that I couldn't do them because I have so many obligations. And my job is like, God, I mean, you know, I work 10 hours a day, 50 hours a week. And I retired like 5 years ago. So, but I have a lot of obligations. And, you know, job comes first, family, and then your obligations. And it's not, like I said, it's not that I don't want to do a show. It's just, I just couldn't. And, you know, I know some of the listeners may be disappointed and let down. One listener, as a matter of fact, got annoyed with me and said they gave up and they unsubscribed to me. And I wrote a message on my community page. But what are you going to do? I mean, you know, I'm not going to be here forever. This is fun for me. This is a hobby for me. You know, it's secondary. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy seeing me. Hello, Adam. How are you? Good to see you. Adam, Adam, you cracked me up, man. I was watching your latest short with I don't know what it was, a thread or something. And your facial expressions kill me. So keep it up, Adam. You're doing a good job, and you got a lot of comments. I put some emojis on there, some laughter emojis. You crack me up. I still got the cookie. I still have the cookie here, and I haven't. You know, the Oreo cookie. You know, you take a bite out of it, right? You chew it, and then there it is. Well, maybe I'm not as good as Adam. I don't practice. Adam's got the patent on the tricks, you know. But I have the coin too, Adam, and that's in the kitchen. But anyway, as I was saying, and I'll get to the topic of the show in a couple of minutes. It's, you know, I have a very busy schedule. If I'm not in the studio recording, if I'm not rehearsing for songs, if I'm not, I haven't even gone out. I haven't even gone out carousing in a couple of months. I haven't gone out singing. I haven't done anything. You know, so the job, the family, and my obligations, and this is not the only. Believe me, I'm very busy, and I'm not just saying that. I'm very busy, so my time is like this, and you know, I got to slow down a little bit. You know, but this is fun for me. This is a hobby, and it's fun. And when it's not fun, it's time to be done. That's what I always say. So I'm going to try to, well, definitely on every Saturday, and every Sunday from now on. Definitely every Sunday. During the week, I'm going to try to do not car lives anymore, but lives here in the studio. A couple days in the morning, I'm going to try. I'm really going to try. But, you know, some listeners, you know, I don't know, they look forward to it. Some don't. Whatever. Everybody's different, you know. But it was sad that, you know, I lost that listener because of that. What are you going to do? It happens, you know. I appreciate the time that you take out to come into the parlor and listen to the show or listen to the replay. I don't get a lot of people in the chat lately, but I get a lot of people on the replay. And that's okay. I could not have nobody in the chat and still do a show. So it really doesn't, you know, matter to me too much. You know. Who else is here? Let me do another roll call. Gianni is here. The roll call is new. Gianni is here on the roll call. Michael is here. Hello, Michael. Gianni, how are you? How was your trip to Sicily? Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Gianni is one of my dedicated listeners. I hope you had a good time. I haven't seen you in a while. Who else is here? I think I got everybody for now. Okay, something new. Something new that I'm doing now, okay? I don't even know if you heard that. Current events. You know what current events are? Current events are things that, I'm sure some of you know what it is. Current events are things that are happening in your town, my town, in New Jersey, around New Jersey, in other states, around the world. Current events, things that are happening. Right now in New Jersey, we have a Sopranos war going on. And that is for the booth that Tony Soprano sat on, or sat in rather, in the last episode, where it left you guessing whether he was killed or he was alive. But it's in Holstein's Ice Cream Parlor in Bloomfield, New Jersey, which is a hop, skip, and jump away from where I am. It's not even 5 minutes away. And I've been there many, many times. It went up for auction. I think the bid started at either $3,000 or $4,000. Is now up to $82,000. Okay. Now, obviously, $82,000, that's somebody who has money, obviously. But I want to tell you, though, it's an investment. Because 5 years down the road from now, 10 years down the road from now, it'll be worth more money. Because why? It's a piece of movie memorabilia, number one, and it's a piece of movie history. It's a very famous prop. It was the last prop. So it will go up in value. So whoever that person is, I mean, you know, I'm going to say maybe it's a he. I don't know if maybe it's a she. I don't know. But 82,000, and it's still going up. The bid ends the bid ends tomorrow. Now, the owner made it perfectly clear that you have to pick it up. And if you don't pick it up, they're going to disassemble it. You're responsible for the shipping and everything else. Once the contract is signed and you own it, you have to take care of, obtaining it. So that's a good thing. But 82,000? And believe me, the owner did not want to get rid of it. But a lot of reasons why he had to. Gianni Holstein's makes incredible ice creams. They have incredible chocolate. They have great hamburgers. I've been going there for years. I used to go there with my family, and their ice cream is unbelievable. Their burgers are really good. They're noted for their onion rings. Their onion rings are excellent. And as a matter of fact, that's what Tony Soprano, I think he ate that in the last episode. Why they picked Holsteins for the last scene, it was what they were looking for. Who the hell knew? Who the hell knew that was going to be the last scene shot there? And me personally, I did not like the way it ended. Because everybody did the same thing. But when the screen went black, I went, what happened? Is the TV all right? What's going on? Well, that was it. Everybody had the same reaction. And I went there the next day when the news was there. And as a matter of fact, they interviewed me. And I don't know where the hell that is. I never saved it. But I went there the next day. And then ever since then, it was a popular place to begin with. Now it's even more popular. And they have bus tours and everything. People that go there, they go inside. They're going to replace the booth. By the way, the jukebox is not for sale. Now you're paying $82,000 and you don't get the jukebox? Come on. The hell is that? I want the jukebox. If I'm paying $82,000, I don't know why they're not including the jukebox, but that's really beat. And they're going to replace the booth, make it look just like the original one. Of course, it's not going to be the original one, but they're going to do it the same way. So, 82,000, and listen, guys, you got a chance to bid. you got till tomorrow if you want to bid. But what are you going to do with that? You know what I'm saying? Gianni, they're selling off the booth because the boots that they have now are very, very old, and they're a safety hazard. They're falling apart, and they need to be revamped. So they're going to redo all the boots, and that's the reason why. Now, me personally, if I was going to redo all the boots, right, which they're doing, I would keep that one booth and rope it off. Rope it off so nobody could sit in it. That's what I would do. But no, I mean, that's the reason why they're doing it. They're not touching any of the decor, which they should leave alone because, walking into Holstein's, if you've never been there, is like walking into a time capsule. It looks the same way it did, 30, 40 years ago. Just like the Belmont Tavern in Belleville, which is very, very famous. But that's the reason why. I mean, if it was me, I would just rope it off. But what are you going to do? I mean, so like I said, you got your chance. 82,000. Put in your bid. Johnny, you could put it in your store. You could put it in your store, right? Okay, another roll call. Claudio is here. Hello, Claudio. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Okay, let me go into tonight's topic. Oh, wait, there's some other things I want to talk about. Pet peeves. Do you have pet peeves? I have a few of them. Well, I have more than a few. But everybody, I think, has pet peeves. Now, one of my pet peeves is when I'm in the supermarket, when I'm in Dunkin' Donuts, when I'm in the store, why do I have to listen to somebody else's phone conversation because they got the conversation on speaker? Why? Why do I have to listen to somebody else's phone conversation who I don't even know who's on the other end? Who cares? Who cares? That is so rude and so loud that they have it. I can't. That irks me. Take the phone and take it off speaker. It happens all the time. And they're on the phone, they're in Dunkin' Donuts, and they're ordering, and they're on the phone, and they're talking on the phone, and I'm in back of them, and all I want is a small hot coffee. A small coffee, and they're ordering like 10, 15 things while they're talking on the phone. It just drives me insane. That's rude. It's rude. Nobody wants to hear your phone conversation. Nobody gives a shit. That's one of my pet peeves. Another one. This is funny. I know you're going to check yourselves after this. Another one is not washing your elbows. There are so many people out there that do not wash their elbows. When people wear short sleeve shirts or short sleeves like women or men, there's black around their elbow, okay? Around their elbow. That means when you see black there, they do not wash their elbows. What do they do in the shower or in the bathtub? They wash their arms like this, and then they stop here. What about going around like this? You know what I'm saying? What about going around like this? There are so many people out there that have black elbows. I hope you guys don't have black elbows. I know I don't. Look. My elbows are not black because I wash my elbows. People do not wash their elbows. It looks so dirty and disgusting. Now, everybody check your elbows, or the next time, make sure you wash your elbows. Yeah. So the next time you're out and it's a warm day like it was today and people are wearing short sleeve shirts, if you see somebody with black elbows, they do not and they are not washing their elbows. Very important. You got to wash. I don't understand this. If you're taking a shower or a bath and you're washing yourself, what's the matter with going like this with the towel? I mean, not the towel, the rag or the whatever the hell you use. Maybe you want to use some steel wool. What the hell? You might need some steel wool with all the black that's there, right? I mean, really. So the next time you're out, just take notice. And take notice of yourself. You don't want to have black elbows. That's a no-no. So that's another one of my pet peeves. That's two of my pet peeves for now. I have many of them, and I'll tell you more on other shows. But that's two of them right now. So right now, okay, let me go into the topic. The topic is riding on coattails, okay? What's the definition of riding on coattails? Well, it's attaching yourself to somebody who's successful, and you try to become successful off of their success. There's a couple of meanings, and that's one of the meanings. Now, an example of riding on someone's coattails, and there's quite a few examples. One of them is like, let's say you want to get into this company. You want a job and get into this company. And the chances of you getting in are very slim, but you have a friend who knows somebody who's in the company who's higher up and can possibly get you in. So you go to your friend, you talk to your friend says, let me see what I could do. I think I could get you in. He goes and talks to the guy who's in the company who's higher up, and you get hired. So you rode on the coattails of not so much your friend, but the guy who got you in, the guy that's in the upper level. But once you're in, you got to prove yourself, especially if it's a job. You got to prove yourself, and you got to make yourself worthy, right? Because now this guy's reputation, your friend is on the line, and you don't want to make him look bad, and he doesn't want to make the guy that's in the upper level look bad. So you got to watch, you know. So if you're getting into now the company's a good company, it's a good starting salary, you got good benefits, so you really want to get in. So you bypass everything. You bypass everything. Oh, and it happens a lot, believe me. It happens a lot. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, Adam says no elbows on the dinner table. And you know what, Adam? I was raised that way too. Even more so when I went out with my parents to eat. Oh my God. No elbows on the table, no chomping my food. Take the napkin real nice, right? Open it up, put it on my lap or put it over here. Don't eat like a gavone. You don't want to embarrass your parents. Oh my God, so many so many restrictions back in the day. I mean, they weren't that strict, but and then after a while it becomes a habit, and you just do it naturally. It becomes second nature. But yeah, no elbows on the table, no chomping of the food. I had to ask if I could be excused. Dad, can I be excused? Mom, can I be excused? Or if I asked my mother said, "What would your father say?" What'd your father say? Well, Daddy's sitting right there. Well, what did he say? He didn't say anything. Well, you got to ask your father. My mother wanted to get involved. So I had to ask him, Dad, can I be excused? Yeah, go ahead. So that was another thing. Forget about that happening today. The kids are at the dinner table. They're on the cell phones. No cell phones. No cell phones at the dinner table. That's a must with me. Take your cell phones, put them in the basket, and that's it. No cell phones at the dinner table. No. That's a no-no. Okay. I'm going to go and read the chat in just a couple of minutes. I just want to get my thoughts together. But that's one example of riding on coattails. Now, let's take YouTube, for example, okay? Riding on somebody's coattails on YouTube. Well, that could be using somebody's name. And, for example, I'll use Angel Gotti, the Gotti name, or who's hot right now is Joey Merlino. You're riding on their name, right? You're using their name. You're putting their name in the titles, maybe their names in the description, and you're doing shows about them. All right. Now, nobody says that you can't do that you can't ride on somebody's coattails by using their name, like the Gotti name or the Merlino name, or maybe even Lee Cole, or whoever. Those are the only two really that I know that are popular. There's no copyright on their name, and there's no trademark on their name, so you can use their name. However, if you're going to ride on, now how do they ride on their coattails? Well, there's a couple of ways that they ride on their coattails. They do shows about them constantly. No other material, but just doing shows on Angel Gotti and the Gotti family and Joey Merlino. Now, nobody could stop you from doing that. But if you're going to do that, all right, make the show positive rather than negative, rather than belittling the person and putting the person down or putting the family down. You understand what I'm saying? Make it positive. You're taking their name and you're using it in your show constantly. You're talking about them constantly. Do you have any other content other than them? Because people are going to say, Jesus, this guy or this woman, they're always doing shows on Gotti and Merlino. Don't they have any originality? Or where would they be without doing shows about them, right? Now, who knows what their motive is? Maybe their motive is money. Maybe their motive is more views. Maybe it's more subscribers. Who knows? Who knows even if they have a motive, right? But certainly people are going to start to say, aren't these people, don't they have anything else to talk about? And it's the same thing over and over again. The same thing over and over again. Am I right? I did one show where I critiqued Joey Merlino's show. And that was it. And the only reason why I did that was because I critiqued it from the technical aspect of his show. The video camera angles, the lighting, the audio. I critiqued it on that because I have many, many years experience in that. So, and I wouldn't have critiqued his show if there was nothing positive about it, or if there was anything negative about Joey's show, I wouldn't have critiqued it. But everything was positive. So in the technical aspects of the show, Joey Merlino and Little Snuff are doing everything right, excellent. Their camera angles, their cuts back and forth when they're talking is excellent. Their lighting is excellent. Their audio is excellent. And then after that, I went into the content of their show. Now, I mentioned this before. Joey Merlino happens to be very, very funny. I don't think he even knows it. He could talk very serious and be funny at the same time, and you'll crack up. So his character and Little Stuff's character, there's a chemistry there. They blend well together. So not only do they have good content and good personalities, but they have good technical aspects about the show. So I gave his show an A+. And I said to him, I said, well, who's Ralph Mucci to critique Joey Merlino's show? Well, because I have the year's experience in a technical aspect. That's why. If I didn't, I wouldn't even attempt it. But I looked at things that the normal listeners would not look at or don't look at. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's where I come from. So I did that once. So that's the only time really I ever did a show about somebody else's show. And that's it. I would never do it again. Like I wouldn't do a show about Angel Gotti, or I wouldn't, or Lee Cole. I may mention them, but I'm not going to do a whole show, and I'm certainly not going to do anything negative towards them, because Angel Gotti's been very respectful to me. Joey Merlino doesn't know me. Lee Cole doesn't know me, but Angel, she knows of me. She's been very respectful, and I'm respectful back for her, but I would never do anything negative. But that's, they're riding on somebody's coattails, on somebody's success, and they can be successful, and some of them are, but again, it's the same thing over and over again. And where's the originality? Where's the creativity? Where's another topic that you can talk about? You understand? But people do go to those shows. And I've mentioned this before, we have a lot of stresses outside of YouTube in our daily life. We have issues, we have stresses, we have financial issues. And a lot of us, are not walking around sometimes in the right frame of mind. So I would think that you'd want to, if you do go to YouTube, you'd want to go to a show where you can enjoy the show host / content creator's personality and laugh a little bit and socialize and have a good time, rather than going to a show that's full of yelling and screaming and drama and cursing and belittling people and putting people down and doxing kids and all this horrible stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sure you agree with me, because I don't go on any of those shows. The kind of shows that I watch on YouTube are how-to shows, like how to cook, how to fix my car, my 2 cars that I have. That 10 years ago, I did not know how to cook. I didn't know how to cook at all. I could only cook certain things. So I was forced into the situation of learning. So I went to YouTube and I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and I learned how to cook mostly from YouTube. So of course, I had women friends that helped me along the way also. But most of the cooking that I've learned from YouTube, because YouTube has some great cooking shows on, great how-to cooking shows. So I learned on YouTube. So those are and the antique cars I look at, I go into YouTube. But none of those. Angel Gotti show I will go into occasionally. I don't talk much in the chat. I listen. I don't voice my opinion. But, I say hello to her and to Marla. But I don't really voice my opinion, because, some people will agree with my opinion, some people won't. And that's just the way it is. So let me just do another roll call and see who is in the parlor. Bucky's telling me he has very clean elbows. Well, Bucky, that's good to know. Recently operated on, so I had to use Doves Men Care. Bucky, that's good to know. Too much information. Thanks for sharing that with me. Let's see, scrub your elbows, Andy. Adam is saying. And hi, Andy. Andy laughed and he had to scrub his elbows. I'm telling you guys, you better watch your elbows, man. And the next time you're out, look around. Look around. Yeah, Gianni, I agree. Gianni's saying, and I agree with her, I agree with him 100%. Gianni's saying, and I know you can read this in the chat, but I'm going to read it out loud. The folks that constantly, day in and day out, go on and on about Angel Gotti have serious mental issues. And I mean serious. Gianni, I couldn't agree with you more. And they just don't leave the woman alone. They just don't leave the woman alone. Because with the Gotti name, you can do so many shows. You can do so many shows on the Gotti name. And I'm not talking about the history. I'm talking about what's happening in present day and maybe a little bit of the history. There's so many things that you could talk about, but they do the shows in a negative way. The same thing with Jerry Merlino. And look, guys, we all know this. We all would like to be liked by everybody, but we can't. Not everybody is going to like us for a number of reasons. That's just a part of life, off of YouTube and on YouTube. So that's just a part of life. So you could do absolutely nothing wrong, right? You could do absolutely nothing wrong, and somebody will find something and go after you. Some little thing without doing anything wrong. So, I mean, it just never ends. It never ends for the poor woman. I mean, I think she's at the point now where she realizes that, and she's not going to take any more gruff. Now, Joey Merlino, I haven't watched the last 3 shows of his. I have to go back and catch up because I haven't really watched any shows. But Angel did come on my show. I think it was last time I did a show was a Sunday night, and we discussed about the disrespect that men have toward women on YouTube and in the chat. That's another thing. A show host, a content creator, whatever you want to call them, cursing all the time. It's not a good thing. You have women in the chat in the parlor, and that's a sign of disrespecting women. Even though those women have, of course, heard the words that you're using, it's nothing new to them. But you want to curtail that a little bit. Now, look, I'm not an angel. I do curse occasionally. I'm catching myself, each time. Mainly because I'm an ordained minister. Not that means anything, but I want to curtail my cursing. And every once in a while it does slip out, but it's not every word. It's what I'm saying. It's not every word. I'll use other words in place of that. But that's another thing. You have women in the chat and in the parlor. I call it the parlor, like and it's kind of like like I said, it's nothing that they haven't heard already. But don't forget, you're being recorded, and now that's that's forever. Whoever watches your show. So that's riding on somebody's coattails on YouTube, and there's many people that do that. Now look, I'm not saying they're copying somebody. Okay, copying is a form of a compliment, because the person that is copying somebody else finds that what that other person is doing that they like, and they want to take it and they want to incorporate it, into what they're doing or whatever it is. But if you're going to copy somebody, I mean, first of all, if you're going to use words, no plagiarism. But if you're going to copy somebody, try to change it around a little bit and put some of your own originality in there and your own creativity. Now, I have copied people in the past when I was shooting video. I had several camera techniques that I used to use, and I saw a few other camera techniques that other videographers were using, and I incorporated them into my my shooting. So that's a form of copying, and it's a form of a compliment, But you don't want to do the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's noticeable. I mean, if you're copying somebody, especially on YouTube where it's recorded, people can see that. All right, just give me a second and let me see. I'm going to go down and see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Thank you, Benny. I do. I've been very lucky. When did I go on? When I first aired was Labor Day of 2022. I don't want to put the skamoon on myself, right, Gianni? You know what the word skamoon. Skamoon. When was the last time you heard that word? I don't want to jinx myself. That means jinx. I've been very lucky. I haven't really had any trolls. I don't have any drama in my show. I won't permit it. I don't want it. I just want a nice, peaceful show. I don't want drama in my show. I don't want people yelling and screaming at one another. What the hell do I don't want that. I don't want that. I can go off of YouTube for that. So thank you for that compliment, Bucky. I appreciate it. I've been very lucky with the listeners. A lot of the listeners I inherited. And of course, I've got new ones as well, but I've been very lucky. And no, there has not been any drama in my show. You want to convey positivity, and Edwin is not here now, but I was saying this to Edwin the other day, that if somebody is feeling down or depressed or down in the dumps, all you have to do is go to Edwin's channel to get positivity and uplifted. Because we need more of that. We need positive channels. We don't need negative channels. We need, especially in this day and age, what's going on, we need more positivity now than ever. And like I said before, a lot of people are walking around and they're not, they're not exactly 100% happy. They have problems. They have problems. We have problems. The United States has problems. So you want to have a show where people can come in, talk to one another, laugh, joke around. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that I look at it. And that's the kind of thing that, I profess and I practice what I preach, because I don't go into those shows. Like Angel's the only show. Angel's the only show. I'm reading what Gianni is saying. Gianni is writing a dissertation here that I have to read. I just don't see any of that is appealing or humorous for any audience. It's the same thing every day. Trash talking her or her friends or her audience. It's insane. How could I respond to that? Well, number one is I agree with you 100%. And I just don't understand, and I told this to Angel when she was in my chat. Would they talk that way to their mother? And what are they like off of YouTube? Because somebody that does something like that, you have to think about their personality and what are they like off of YouTube. You understand? I certainly wouldn't want them as a friend of mine or associate, or be associated with them. So Gianni, I agree with you 100%. It is, after a while, it becomes tiresome. Tiresome, let me just go down and chat real quickly. I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody, and I just want to make sure that I'm reading everything that's important here. I'm going backwards now. Okay. Claudia, I don't know if you're still here, but I just want to let you know I do listen to your music and I do enjoy it. Some of the songs are very, very relaxing. Oh, Benny, that is an excellent comment. Benny, that's an excellent comment. Hi, Potts. How are you? Good to see you, buddy. That's an excellent comment, Benny. Let me read that. I can't put it on the screen because I'm using OBS. We got enough problems in the real world. YouTube should be an escape from reality. That's an excellent comment. Excellent. I couldn't agree with you more. Guys, come on, common sense. Look at, okay. look at it this way. Here's an example. I worked all day, right? I worked 10 hours today. I'm tired, right? I'm a little irritable. I'm coming home. I'm eating. Then I go into a channel where there's nothing but fighting, cursing, yelling, belittling one another, putting somebody down, putting a content creator down, putting a listener down. After having a day like that, do you think I want to go into that kind of chat? No. I want to watch maybe a comedy or go into a channel that's funny. You understand what I'm saying? Now, who was it that said to me, I think it was Kid Rock. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. You agree? You agree? And Benny's right. We got enough problems. We got enough problems off of YouTube. Everything has gone up. Prices are outrageous. Food prices are outrageous. The Parkway toll just went up. My rent just went up. What else? Everything's going up. You know, I mean, I'm a single guy. To take a girl out to a nice restaurant, I'm going to drop $200, $250. I need a part-time job just for that. Everything has gone up. It's just crazy. So, a lot of people can't make ends meet. A lot of people are going out and getting a part-time job, because your pay is still the same. Your pay is not being increased, right? Everything's going up, and your pay is the same thing, but your pay is is shrinking, and you're getting less. Excuse me. You're getting less for what you're paying for. So, at work we just had a big price increase on the catering. We had to, because our distributors that distribute to us the food increased the price on us, so we have to pass that on to the consumer. I mean, it's so it is what it is, but you can thank one guy for that. I don't want to say his name, but because I'm going to be banned, but you know what I'm talking about. Our wonderful leader, who is the worst that I've ever seen. And I truly hope that, and I mean no disrespect to anybody who voted for him, but I do hope that the orange hair man gets in, because I don't want to get into politics, because we really do need him. We really do. I hope he does. I hope he does. Wait, Putz, let me just read what you're saying. People seek I can't read that word because it's being cut off. People seek the comp of those with vibes like themselves. Okay. All right. Yeah. I got my ministry months ago, and I haven't done anything with it. I put the certificate in a nice frame, and I got it on my wall, and I really haven't done anything with it. But like I said, I'm trying to curtail my language. And and it's like I said before, it slips out. It slips out every now and then. You can't help it. Yeah, Johnny, I agree with you. Joey's got a good personality. He is funny. It's funny because, really, I don't think he realizes how funny he is, but he says things seriously, but the way they come out at the end, it's very funny. It's very funny. So he's got a good chemistry with Little Snuff, and of course, there you go. Some people like him, some people don't. Some people are tearing him down, and there's a lot of jealousy. Oh, Oh, that content creator's got more subscribers than me. Oh, that content creator gets more views on his shows than I do, or more likes. Who gives a shit? You got to worry about that. But that happens. There's a lot of jealousy. Or oh, that content creator. Oh, he or she gets so many cash apps. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of jealousy. And what does jealousy do? It puts up a wall. It puts up a wall, and it stops you from doing other things. And I said that a long time on my show. You know? So what? So what? So what? The guy gets 500 views on one show, and you get 125. So what? Okay. So what? He's got 10,000 subscribers. You got what? 3, 4, 5,000. Be happy with what you got. You're lucky you even got that. Don't be jealous. I always say, look, if somebody is successful, okay, on YouTube or for YouTube, look and see what that individual is doing that made them, he or she, successful. What did they do? What are they doing that's making them successful? Can you incorporate anything that they're doing into what you're doing or what you want to do? The answer is some of it you may be able to use, some of you may not be able to use, or you may not be able to use any of it. But look and see at the successful people and what did they do? Okay? Now, speaking of in terms of YouTube, number one is you have to have a personality. That's number one. You have to have a personality. You have to be able to deliver, to talk to your listeners and laugh and joke, and you know what I'm saying. You have to have some kind of a personality. You can't go out and say, "Hi, I'm Ralph Mochi of the Wise Up Show. Thank you all for joining me. Well, tonight we're going to talk about writing on Coattails." You see what I'm saying? Forget about it. You're done. You know what I'm saying? You have to have somewhat of an outgoing personality. All right? Personality, and I said this a long time ago, is number one. Having been in somewhat of the entertainment industry, it's very important. The rest, I mean, you can get by. You don't need it. You don't really need a topic or a content all the time. And if you have it, you want to do some of the show about your topic or your content, not the whole show. That's the way I do it. I mean, everybody's different, and there's no right way, there's no wrong way. But, you have to look at other people and see what lies within their success and what did they do. And that's what I've done. Some of it I've been able to incorporate into what I've been doing, and not just on YouTube, but in life off of YouTube. And some of it I haven't been able to use. But don't be jealous. Make that jealousy turn it into a positive, and look at them and see what they're doing, rather than being jealous. Because, like I said, when you're jealous, you put up a wall, and it stops you. It stops you. So really, oh my God. Johnny's saying it's not good to be exposed to that constant drama. No, it's not. No, that really subconsciously and psychologically affects your brain without you even knowing it. And it puts you in a bad mood. Listen, there are morning shows when you wake up and you have coffee and you're half asleep, and shows that you go to that you enjoy, that are positive and put you in a positive, uplifting spirit. That's the kind of show that you want to start your day out with. Do you really want to start your day out with a show? Now, you just woke up. Maybe you're up a half hour, an hour, and you're drinking coffee. Do you really want to go into a show after you've been up a half hour drinking coffee or an hour, and go into a show that's fighting, yelling, screaming, cursing, and all that? Nah, you got to be out of your mind. You've got to be out of your mind. There's something wrong with you if you want to do that, or if that's what you do. You want to go into a nice, peaceful show, a nice, positive show, a show that's relaxing, that you you enjoy the personality, you enjoy the show host or the content creator, what they're talking about, to start your day. To start your day, right? It's all psychological. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So that's the topic. I talked more than the topic that I wanted to talk about, writing in Coattails. But, I like I said, I've been lucky. I would never do a show, and I would never permit anybody to put somebody else down in the parlor. Take it elsewhere. Don't bring it to my show. I don't want any yelling or screaming or any of that. And I haven't had that, and I don't want that. Excuse me. I just want a nice, peaceful show. Come on here, entertain, have fun. Walk away. Have my listeners walk away learning a little something and having a good time. That's what I look for. Like I said, when it's not fun, it's time to be done. So I will be more consistent on a Sunday. I'll be doing shows every Sunday. In fact, this show I started early tonight. This show was scheduled for 8:15. I just couldn't wait. So I just went live. But it was scheduled for 8:15. And as far as the weekday is concerned, I'm going to try to do, now that my schedule has changed, I'm going to try to do, hold on a second, guys. I'm going to try to do shows, a few shows during the week here in the studio. So that's it. That's it for the Sunday night show. I want to thank you all for joining me, and whoever watches the replay, I want to thank you for watching the replay. I enjoyed all your company. Adam, keep it up with the tricks. I did watch your, Adam, I don't know if you're still here. I did watch your live that you did the other day. It was a couple hours that you did. I watched that, and it's great to see you. Thank you, Johnny. It's great to see you. It's great to see you as well. I feel good. I feel good about doing the Sunday show. I do miss it. Believe it or not, when you're a show host and you do shows and then, hold on a second, guy. What is this? Why do I have this? When you're a show host or / content creator and you do shows and all of a sudden you don't do them, you do miss them. You do miss not doing them. You do miss your listeners. There's something about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. I can't explain it. You do miss it. That's what I could say. And that's the truth. Yeah, Johnny, I remember I think it was you, there was a point in time when you had to get off because you were watching Yellowstone, right? Months and months ago. I don't even know. Is that on? I never even watched it. You were watching it with your wife. I think it was like 8 o'clock at night. But you know what, guys? We're not going to be, as content creators and show hosts, you're right, Jan. You build friendships. You do. You build a rapport with your listeners, and you get to know them. As content creators and show hosts, we're not going to be here forever. It's just like you. And I mentioned this before. Do you remember a game? Was it Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones, which was a popular show, right? Now I was a fan of the show, and I used to watch the show every Sunday. And then when it went off the air, I was disappointed, right? Because that time slot now was empty. So, nothing lasts forever. And what happens is when you have listeners that are dedicated listeners, listeners that come in once in a while, and then you have listeners that are dedicated, when you stop doing your show, there is a void, something that they missed. There's a void there now because, some of them may have looked forward to your show on a Sunday night or during the week, and then it's not happening anymore. But that void eventually gets filled with something else. They move on, and they find something else. They may not forget you. Some may forget you. Some may not forget you. But there is a void there temporarily, and they move on to something else. So, it is what it is. Yeah, it was your wife. I remember that. Yeah. I don't even know if that's still on. You know what I just got? I just got Roku. Roku is excellent. I got it through Amazon. I paid $100 for it, for the unit, and that's it. I hooked it up, and now I got like 1,000 channels. I got like 1,000 channels on top of what you only pay one. You buy the unit, you pay for it once from Amazon, and you hook it up, and that's it. You don't pay for anything else. And it's got, depending on your age, if you like Westerns, it's got The Rifleman, which is not, they're on other channels. The Rifleman, Bonanza, Wyatt Earp, Pat Masterson, all the old Westerns. It's got one specific channel called Universal Monsters, which they show horror and monster movies 24 hours continuously, different shows. I got it just for that. So it's great. I mean, there's like 1,000 channels on it. And, it's like years ago, there was only like 12, 13 channels, Now you got 1,000 channels. And you'd be spending all your time flipping to try to figure out what to watch because you got so many channels, But I recommend it. I mean, there's all different packages for Roku. Somebody actually gave it to me as a gift, and I ordered it from Amazon. But I love it. I love it. It's really good. I mean, I recommend it. If you can afford it. I had the Fire Stick, Gianni. Your kids have Roku? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like it. I like all the old Westerns. The Rifleman, Bat Masterson, Bonanza, Wyatt Earp, Rawhide. All those old Westerns. Then there's shows like Dennis the Menace, the Donna Reed Show, Father Knows Best. All the old shows from the late 50s, early 60s. There's so many of them I can't even remember it. If you like Bachelor's Father with John Forsythe, The Real McCoys, all these old shows, Rin Tin Tin. I'm having a ball, I grew up with Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace I grew up with. So, all those shows I grew up with, really. And then they have the sitcoms, the soaps, and all those. So, I mean, if you can afford it, really, it's kind of hard to afford anything lately, But, all right, guys, I am going to call this an evening and the end of the show. I want to thank you all for joining me. It felt good to do a show tonight because I didn't do it last week. And let me tell you something. The reason why I did not do a show last week is because I have to have an operation. I have a hernia, okay? And I was in a lot of pain last Sunday. And I was in no shape to do a show. And I have to get operated on. It's not a big deal, but it needs to be taken care of. The pain comes and goes. Not often. Once in a while, but last Sunday I really felt it, so I had to cancel the show. So the listener got mad at me and they unsubscribed. What are you going to do? That's part of life, So that's the reason why I didn't do a show. But it felt good to do a Sunday night show again. It really did. Really, I enjoyed your company. I appreciate you for joining me, and thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got it in my groin. Gianni. I don't know how I got it. 2 years ago, I was in the shower, and, I had bladder cancer. I had bladder cancer in 95, but it wasn't the kind of cancer that I needed chemo or radiation. It was polyps that were in my bladder, but it was cancer. And so I went in the shower 2 years ago, and I saw this lump down here. And right away, my mind started to get whacked out. I was thinking it was a tumor and that it was cancerous because I had the bladder cancer. And I was freaking out. And it was just a little tiny lump. I don't know how I got it. I don't usually lift anything heavy. Maybe you can get it by coughing. I don't know. But anyway, it was there. I'm looking down at it in the shower. So now it's grown in the last 2 years. You know, now it's the size of, I'm going to say a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And it doesn't hurt all the time, every once in a while. But it's so weird because it sticks out when I stand up. But when I'm sitting down or laying down, it goes in. You can push it in, and it won't. The lump won't be there anymore. So they have to go in and they have to, adjust, do what they have to do. Then I went to the eye doctor on Monday, right? Yeah. I don't have glasses anymore, if you notice. The last show I had glasses. The last 2 shows I had glasses on. So I go to the eye doctor, right? Because the eye doctor told me not to wear my contacts for 2 months and to wear glasses, so I did. So I get my eyes examined, and the doctor goes, "You know what, Ralph? You get the beginning of cataracts." So I looked at her and I said, "Oh." I said, "Okay, well." She goes, "But you don't have to worry about it." She goes, "You're looking at 5-10 years down the road from now." I said, "Well, she said, Ralph, it's a 10-minute surgery. They go in, they crush the lens that's in your eye, they vacuum it out, and they put a new lens in." And I said, "Oh, that's what they do?" She goes, "Yeah, it's only 10 minutes. I said, "Well, what exactly is a cataract?" She said, "Well, it's a clouding of the lens. Every eye has a lens, and the lens gets cloudy, and then you can't see clearly. So that's a cataract. So they take it out and they put a new lens in. Now, years ago, who knows, what the procedure was, but modern technology." So she said, "Ralph, you don't have anything to worry about. It's nothing." I said, "Okay." So it is what it is, Cataract, hernia, what's next? Every day it's something, right? But it's nothing serious, thank God, right? Thank God it's nothing serious. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. So, listen, I woke up this morning, you woke up this morning, we all woke up this morning, and God gave us 2 things. He gave us a gift, two things that were a gift. We opened up our eyes. That was the gift from God, that we were able to open up our eyes. We're above ground and not below ground. So that's a good thing. And most of us, hopefully, thank God, we have our health. We're part of our health, and that's because without your health, you really can't do anything at all without your health. So that's right, Gianni. Your health is your wealth. I would rather be healthy than have money, because without, when I got very sick 10 years ago, I didn't think I was going to make it. I mean, I had ulcerative colitis, really bad. I got 10 pints of blood. My hemoglobin dropped from 13%, which was normal, to 2%. I was in bad shape. I lost 30 pounds. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. I had a walker. Man, I thought I was done for. All from ulcerative colitis and stress. So it makes you realize that without your health, first of all, number one is you're not immortal. That's number one. It makes you realize your mortality when you get very sick. And without your health, I know this for a fact, you cannot do nothing. So I would rather have my health than have money. Because if you have your health, you could work. Right? You don't have your health, you can't work. So amen to everybody and blessings, and that we all have good health. All right, guys, that's it. I want to thank you once again. I don't want to make this the Italian goodbye. And I don't know where the hell I am. Oops. We don't want to do the news. No. We don't want to do the news. I tell you, I can't do a show without anything happening. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. God bless, and stay well. and I'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.